Shine Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't get treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
And welcome to Around the Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx and the Z is Silent wrestling show, podcast, video podcast, whatever the hell it is. We're here and you're here. So welcome back to the show of shows with the host of hosts. And I am that host, Mike Knoxxx. And indeed, I spell name with, you already know it by now, right? I'm going to say it like I say it over and over. 3 X's! Because frankly, because I'm getting really fucking mad. This WrestleMania main event, I am hardcore. Okay? So what? 2 tears in the bucket, you don't like it? Fuck it. Okay? But that's okay. I digress. I calm down. It's too early for this energy. My pressure points, woosah, woosah, woosah. But as always, I am here by no other than my right-hand man. Ain't gonna get him, Oos. Tell him who you is.
It's your boy, the almighty Dive Man, a.k.a. Mr. Dice Man Holler, a.k.a. Mr. Z is Silent. You shouldn't have to ask me why or anything about it, a.k.a. Big Kith in the chat, a.k.a. Mr. Everything Plus One, a.k.a. Yo Mama's favorite daddy. That was 5 today.
That was 5 today. That was 5. I thought I was gonna get at least 10. Not gonna lie, you underperformed right there. It's like if you had a chance to be with Jay Cardell, would you last 2 minutes or 4?
Honestly, it depends on how much liquor I had.
So I'm just saying what I'm saying, picking up what we're putting down. But today, God, we have a plethora of wrestling conversation to talk about today here on Around the Bloxxx Wrestling Show, because frankly, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down on today's program. The week in wrestling as we know it has come. And it's a lot to talk about in that week of wrestling. I mean, we had the big AEW MJF versus CM Punk fight. Did it live up to the hype in Chicago? Could Chicago itself make this a match of the year candidate? We'll talk about that. We had the return of Goldberg this week, or Oldberg to us. But you know, I thought about it. Although he's not for me, he may be for you. And my kids, believe it or not, was cheering for Goldberg. Why?
I'm not gonna lie, I went nuts. I went nuts a little bit. Did
you really?
I did.
We'll talk about that as well. But as always, I got my Ayatollah host my social media to the stars himself and Quasars and all that good stuff backstage holding us down on the good old Twitter machine. So make sure you follow us at Around the Bloxxx. Make sure you follow us at Mike Knoxxx. And make sure you follow us at The Z is Silent. And make sure you follow him because he's the one making all this shit pop. Okay? And that is the King Von Jr. 720 on the Twitter machine. That is what's going on, DC. Welcome to the program, fellas. Thank you for being here as always. So today on this program, as always, start with the week in wrestling. All right, we're going to start with last week's Monday Night Raw. Dice, last week's Raw, they gave us the Elimination Chambers, and they started off with Brock Lesnar himself in the ring, the Beast Incarnate. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. The Beast himself inserted himself into the Elimination Chamber. Everybody else had to have a match, right? But not him, because he's Brock Lesnar. So we have the Elimination Chamber match coming, and we know some of the participants that are going to be in this said Elimination Chamber. Speak on that a little bit if you can, sir.
We predicted like 2 people.
Yeah,
3 people.
We were so wrong.
2 or 3. We were definitely wrong.
It was definitely so wrong.
Off. Do you have the image of the chamber participant?
I'm getting it for you right as we speaketh, sir.
Okay, so looking at this, right, it's like on the surface, it looks like Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. Like, who out of the rest of those 4 are even going to remotely touch those? Like, look at that shit. I'm an AJ guy. I'm a Seth guy.
Mhm.
But look how big they are compared. Like they're both just as equally fast as anybody else in that ring, and they're definitely more powerful than anybody in that ring. Like you got two of the most unstoppable forces, and then you got these people who specialize in speed and technicality, and you know what I'm saying. It's just like, oh. I have no faith in Riddle being in a world title conversation. I'm sorry. I have no faith in Austin Theory being put in a world title conversation. They don't really have the personality of a world champ, but I guess we can put Big E in there. You can put Riddle in there. I guess. I mean, they're both non-serious people, but still, I'll wait to see what happens. I don't want to shit on it. Like it looks like it's a good
like you busted early right now in this match.
It looked like it could be a good main event. It looks like this is set up for people to kind of take Austin Theory a little bit more seriously, for people to take Riddle a little bit more seriously. But we already know what Seth and AJ bring to the table. Two guys are definitely going to be in a Hall of Fame. So, you know, of course, Brock and Bobby will be there as well. But like, as far as the other competitors that aren't big as the two main guys, it kind of sucks. But do we think that Bobby's about to get fucked again?
No, I kind of well, good one. I look at this, right? And I go for wrestling purposes, right? Because my eyes are different when it comes to wrestling than most wrestling fans, right? I don't tend to want to read the dirt sheets. I don't tend to care what's predictable. I tend to just look at what's there and go from there, right? So I'm looking at this. And I know all intents purposes, everyone wants to be the critic that thinks that everybody wants to be Dave Meltzer. But I have one thing to say about Dave Meltzer. JJ, can you aid in this? Like, it was a song, right? It was a fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, Dave. Fuck you. Hey, Dave Meltzer, eat the dick. Now, so everybody wants to be Dave Meltzer, right? So they see this and they go, well, you just know it's going to be title for title. Guess what? I'm not exactly sure about that. Now, am I wrong? Am I fooling myself for that? No. Does that make me a mark for saying that? No. I just don't tend to go with the trends. And the trend tells us what everybody is saying. Brock's going to win this match. Well, just going to shit on Bobby?
However,
what happens to Seth? AJ Styles has a legitimate case. Now, Austin Theory, get the fuck out of here. I don't believe in him. Riddle, I don't know. With Riddle, I don't believe Riddle has a chance a snowball chance in hell, but I don't know. But the other four in the middle there, I think anything is possible when it comes to those guys. As long as Seth Rollins in a match, anything is possible. All right? And AJ Styles could be the Chris Jericho in this match, if you will, so to speak, where he beats the guys in the same night that no one thought could happen for whatever reason. There's different directions they got to go in. I'm not sold on it being champion versus champion at Mania, Dice. And that's just why I laid a foundation there, because everybody says it's going to be Roman versus Brock, which it is at WrestleMania. That is official. Okay? This is the matchup at WrestleMania. There's the marquee. I don't think it's title for title, though. That's just me. Your thoughts on that part?
However, I'm just saying that you can check the shows. Back in like November-ish, no dirt sheets said the news. You want to know who said the news? The almighty Dow Man. I told y'all that it was going to be a title for title, Brock versus Roman. And the tables look like the almighty once again is all righty.
The almighty is all righty. I thought you were supposed to be a rapper.
Listen, I just spew off the top of the dome.
Okay,
this is what I
right.
do. I'm kidding.
Like that blicky with the sticky. Okay, just saying. I heard that word twice. Like I'm watching Power and I'm like listening to the new theme song for Tommy's song, and he goes, "I get the blicky." It's 50 Cent saying. I'm going. Last time I heard blicky was when Little Kim was racking about the sticky off of hey, you know that song with Little Kim. But I don't believe it's title difference title. That's just me.
I don't. If it happens, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm going to say that I told you so.
No,
but I didn't say I wasn't talking about a title versus title match in that sense. I was talking more of the sense of title unification.
Right, and that's what they're saying also. A unification happening with the belts. Here's my thing. These are the only two belts that the company seems to care about. Right? Tag team titles, really? Intercontinental Championship, really? Who is your Intercontinental Champion? I know, but you hardly ever know who that is. Who's your U.S. champion? Can somebody tell me who the U.S. champion is? Do you know?
Damian Priest still?
I think it still is Damian Priest. And who's your Intercontinental Champion?
Shinsuke.
I'm sorry, did you roll your R's like a Spanish person? Like a Latino?
I did.
You know, okay, he's Asian. Or something in that descent family. Yeah. He's Asian. Yeah, exactly.
Rick Boogs does it.
Well, Rick Boogs is another story. But I look at this and I'm excited for this match at WrestleMania. I'm all in for this match at WrestleMania because I was there 5 years ago in New Orleans when this match got booed, when people wanted to fight me in the crowd. The question is, will it be title for title versus Roman versus Brock? We'll get to that in a second when it comes to SmackDown. Also on Raw last week, we got the return of Ronda Rousey, who came out to name her opponent. And I say this much. I have never been the biggest in-ring opinion or in-ring person for Becky Lynch. I just think she's average in the ring. But on that microphone, though, she's an assassin to me. And she was hitting it with she was hitting Ronda Rousey with all kind of body blows last week. I thought it was phenomenal. I love the whole outset of what happened with that going into that. I thought Raw last week actually wasn't that bad. I even got a kick out of what they're doing with the U.S. champion in a sense. At least now I know why he's switching it on and switching it off. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised with that. And I'm just sometimes I wouldn't be surprised with Dice. And we said this, no dirt sheet, right? Let's see what happens Wednesday, right? Because Tony Khan's now saying, oh, I got something else big happening. Okay.
Hold up, that bitch said that shit last fucking week. And what the fuck happened? What the fuck did we get?
Well, that was 2 weeks ago. We got Brody King.
2 weeks ago. We got fucking Brody King. It didn't move the needle.
Well, he said WWE talent is coming in. So the question is either Jeff Hardy, right? Or newly married Keith Lee. Either way, don't move the needle.
Jeff Hardy ain't moving no fucking needle. Mm-hmm. Keith Lee ain't moving no fucking needle.
Mm-hmm. I like him. And love him.
I like him. I like him a lot. He done married Mia Yams. I don't like him in that sense, a bitch. He done married Mia Yams. I'm mad about that, but
that's Mia Yams for those who don't know. He just calls her Yams because she has the yamage.
The only thing that could tip a scale, move a mountain, tip the ratings is Bray freaking Wyatt.
And that's where I was going with that. And I said weeks ago, we determined, but I said that until Wednesday, and that happened.
Braun, maybe, if he's brought in the right situation and the right storyline.
Braun has signed with Impact. So I was going there by saying, you see what's going on with Lily being brought back. You've mentioned, we've talked privately, to have this storyline with Alexa Bliss and it not be the Fiend in there is kind of a smack in the face. And we had this debate and this argument about the integrity of who the character belongs to, artistic integrity and who ownership of that. And I say it belongs to Vince. It's been a year since Bray Wyatt. I'm not so far removed from Bray Wyatt not showing up at WrestleMania again. I'm not going to say that's not going to happen right now. So until I see Bray show up somewhere else, Vince can pull that magical fungi anytime he wants to. But I thought, to move off of Raw, that last week's Raw, I thought it was good. I'm not going to say it was phenomenal. Lord knows we've seen worse Raws than this. Okay,
I enjoyed it. It wasn't a bad,
but I enjoyed it.
It wasn't a bad spot of Raw for me. It was an enjoyable 3 hours in which, when it was over with, I was like, "Damn, Raw's over it already," because I actually enjoyed it for what it was. And like I said back in January, at this point in time, just take whatever they are giving you and enjoy the ride. You're not going to watch a football game knowing the outcome and still get mad at the outcome. Well, unless you're like, a trash ass team fan, but like if somebody gives you the score of a game and you still want to watch it, even though it's new, like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I go in there with the mindset that this is entertainment and nothing more than entertainment. And that's strictly what these grown ass 50, 40, 39-year-old men need to do and stop bitching. Let the kids do it. Let the kids bitch.
That's never going to happen. And my kids never bitch about wrestling. They get mad, they get upset, and they let it go. Okay, and they move
That's
on.
it. I'm like, oh damn, why did that happen?
DC
All right,
comments
let's see
here.
what happens next.
I don't want to see a women's title unification match. I don't want to see a title. I'm gonna tell you why. And here's the thing: it gives no credence to the entire separate brands. Now, I've heard some rumors, not rumors. I heard somebody talking and mentioned, "Hey, that make the titles mean something again by having Roman or Brock or Ronda, Charlotte, whoever you want to insert there. They show up on both shows. It helps both shows needles out. This, that, other makes the titles more. My thing is, where they get 12 pay-per-views a year, right? So the one thing to me about Roman's reign, not like Punk's reign, where with Roman, to me, Roman's doing it the old 80s style. Or at least they're doing it that way, where he's not wrestling every week, Dice. I see him sometimes. Sometimes it's a long promo. Sometimes it's a short promo. But for the most part, we don't see Roman in ring perform that often. And I think it makes it special that way.
All right, yeah. So I want to build off of that because remember, I'm gonna say the last time before Brock left when he was champ, and so many people were bitching. Oh, Brock's never on. He's never on Raw. He's never on SmackDown. You know how many times that Roman is on SmackDown? Like 2 out of 4 weeks of the month. He's probably he filmed some backstage segment, but he's not there. He's not there. But they will boo a segment with Brock Lesnar, a Brock Lesnar vignette. They will boo it. But as soon as they put Roman in a pre-taped backstage segment, oh, it's great. It's fine.
Oh, but they're loving Brock now. They loving baby Brock with a stupid ponytail, which I like how Paul pointed that out on Friday. And I love this, Jason. I'm gonna show it again with the kayfabe news about Shane McMahon. And that's what I always think is funny about these marks. I'm a mark. Okay, I'm a mark. I'm not afraid to admit it, but I'm an educated mark. As this is the show for the intelligent wrestling fan. The man just ain't wrestling for WWE. He ain't. All the nonsense about he got fired, all that shit makes me laugh hysterically hard. Roman is there more than Brock. Yeah, he is more there than Brock. I mean, but Brock's been there a lot lately, right? And I'm taking it further. This is always my idea when it comes to wrestling. Even as I leave Raw alone and I dive into AEW real fast, okay? And this is why I use it for example, Dice, because everybody says this and says that about whatever company and this and that. I was anticipating this. You know I was, Dice. I'm a CM Punk mark. I wanted this so bad. I wanted it to happen so bad. And when I got finished watching this match,
get the fuck out my face with that shit.
That's all I felt. I said, really? AEW? This is supposed to be a candidate for match of the year, if you will. Right? And it did not deliver in that manner at all. And it not delivering in that matter, as my camera goes off, it was disappointing in that way. And being disappointed in that way, it just didn't make any sense to me, Dice. You saw this match. You watched this match. Your thoughts of this match when you saw it happen. Because again, everything leading up to this pay-per-view, up to this, a seemingly pay-per-view for this AEW match, I was excited for. I was here screaming for it. And I did not get what I thought I was going to get out of it. The first false finish, I thought was brilliant. I said, oh, this is dope. He chokes him out and then they called that they called those. Then he said, I love what MJF said. He said, they call Chicago the second city, which by the way, it's a Chicagoan. We hate that. Okay. So I had to beat this bum twice in his own city. So then the second time, and it's not that I didn't think MJF would win, because I said that last Monday. I thought MJF would win. I thought it was better if MJF won in Chicago. Yep. I just thought the match was overwhelming in what they gave me. Your thoughts on that match?
The thing that I hate about AEW at times is they know. Perfect example, and I'm gonna get back to the CM Punk MJF thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I love The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. Been watching for 10 years. Walking Dead is a cult classic. If you're looking at anything in the past 10 years,
It's up there.
It's very rare that you can put
It's up
anything
there.
to
It's
combat
gonna
the
be
feeling.
Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Sons of Anarchy type. Those are those shows that were never gonna break.
I would say Game of Thrones would be the only thing that combat the pop culture phenomenon.
The popularity of it, absolutely. They're the only two. They go neck and neck.
So I like The Walking Dead, but I'm not gonna lie. Every season there is at least 2 to 3 episodes that it's so cringeworthy that I'm just like, but you have to pay attention to it because there's something in there that you need to pay attention to. That's how I look at wrestling. Like, yes, you just have to take it for what it is because it's going to mean something later on. Whether you get the subtlety in it or not, that's not for me to call. But
what's that? Because are you referring to Chris's comments? Because I'm thinking that I watch a lot of Dynamite, I watch a lot of Impact, I watch a lot of NWA Power, like I watch a lot of SmackDown when AAA was down. That's a lot of mediocrity in a lot of wrestling shows. And y'all just want to shit on WWE so much. Raw was not mediocrity last week. It was actually a pretty good Raw. It wasn't bad at all. Now, whether you like the product, you could say that, then don't watch the product. If you're still watching the product and you don't like the product, then that's your dumbass's fault. Whoever's watching the product they don't like. I'm not sitting through watching my wife watch 600-pound, my 600-pound life because I think it's a stupid show to watch. But my wife,
I love that shit. What you mean?
Show.
I love that shit.
I hate that fucking show. But that's my point, though. I'm not going to sit through something I don't like. You know what I mean? Like when I'm watching something my wife doesn't want to like or she doesn't watch, she leaves the room. She doesn't want to watch it. I watch One Tree Hill. My wife can't stand that show. You know what I'm saying? So that's on you guys. But go ahead with your comment about the CM Punk. Because I was excited for that. And I thought the first finish should have been what the finish was, and it wasn't. The match, the whole going back with the ropes. And I say Vaughn put up CM washed. I said that to you last week. CM Punk does not have it in the ring anymore. And it's sad to say that on the microphone. I think he's still good. But he doesn't have it anymore.
I don't think that he's mastered the art of storytelling in the ring. He could do it on the mic. He could do it in a promo. It's nothing to him. But in the ring, I don't think that he knows how to slow a match down and tell a story through his wrestling. I just don't. Most veterans understand.
Very slow.
I can't do the shit like most veterans know. I can't do the shit like I used to. Jericho, I can't do the shit like I used to anymore. I might pop out a line saw it every now and then. You know, when I got my win after resting for 2 minutes, I can hit you with one, but I'm not gonna do this shit. We watch Edge come back and he wrestles a different type of style. He can give you some bigger moves, but he's also playing the veterans game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like CM Punk plays the veteran game when he's in the ring as much because I think that I still think that he's thinking that he's that guy in 2013, which is really sad to say. So, but in reference to this match, no thoughts. I don't care for it. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it at all. Because the thing that I hate about
AEW so excited,
is you hype up these matches, right? You hype up these matches to happen on a Wednesday, and then watch them watch them try to turn around and give it to us on a pay-per-view. You should have left it on a fucking pay-per-view. It would have meant so much more. Yes, okay, it's cool. It's cool to be on a weekly show, right? We got Austin versus Rock on Monday Night Raw in the Attitude Era all the time. But to put that on there after they've been talking for so many weeks and what is like 2 months, a month and a half, something like that, like it was underwhelming to me.
But I don't think it being on Dynamite did that. I was hyped for that. They were in Chicago. That's their money maker, right? It was supposed to get over. And I could say this much also. The crowd wasn't in that much into it. I had about 7 or 8 people I know that were there, right? And they felt the same way. We talk about dance partners. We talk about guys that could go together in the ring. I just don't think those two matched up very well together. That's all. I just don't think they did a good job together in the ring. And I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, Moxley starts off the night. I thought that was cool to see him come back. Brandy Rhodes in the ring. I did not like Lambert saying the things that he was saying to her. I'm sorry, I didn't. I know it's entertainment. I know that all wrestling is subjective to racism and to sexism and classism, but I just didn't like how he was speaking to her, the way he was speaking to her. Was not a fan of that. I did like the Knights of the Black Throne with Brody Lee and Malachi taking on Death Triangle. I love that match. I thought that was decent. We got Nyla Rose, which everybody knows how I feel about that situation. And I know Vicky gets mad when I bring it up, but I'm sorry, just. I don't know where she come from saying all that stuff. Why even actually be on here today, Vicky? Okay, but overall, I just wasn't here for. I wasn't here for that. You talking about shoulder shrug? I shoulder shrugged at last week's Impact. What's this one? Punk versus MJF build-up was too long, and Punk being in the happy-go-lucky guy is stale and tired. Punk was at his best when he had a chip on his shoulder. Facts. He's older, slow version like Jordan with the Wizards. First of all, Derek, you know I like you. Fuck you. Jordan with the Wizards dropped 55 in the Garden. Just saying. Just saying. He dropped 55, damn it. You cannot come about Michael Jordan on my program. Okay? I will defend him over my wife. Okay? You hear me? I hate that show, 600-Pound Life. Listen. Listen, Charmaine, how many times you going to tell me you don't like One Tree Hill? How many times you going to tell me you don't like One Tree Hill? All right? I know you don't like One Tree Hill. But you know what you do like?
Elvis,
you like
acknowledge me, Elvis. Say it to me.
Listen, we get to Elvis comments in a second. DC chiming in. That's my man out in the Bay Area. I thought the match went a little bit too long, 25, maybe 30 minutes. I would be okay with MJ winning the first time around. The final finish could have happened a little quicker. Listen, the whole thing with him back, giving him the ring. I like the ending. Don't get me wrong. I did think that was pretty cool. Although I want to see Wardlow turn on MJF. I do want to see that. But the fact we all thought that was going to happen, the fact that JR and them kind of pretty much said that was about to happen.
Hold on, and you ain't paying attention.
Oh, shit, my bad. Hold on.
Any given time, you see the arm raised up.
I didn't see it. My bad. I was reading. You see, I ain't got my glasses. Stop yelling at me.
Elvis, I am the guy that you tune into to listen to because you're not smart enough to make your opinions about wrestling make sense. I'm the guy, me. And if you want to combat me, by all means,
that's just
come
evil.
to me.
That's just evil, Vaughn. Chicago has become the MSG for they are, right? But here's what I always say, and with all due respect towards AEW, they have yet to get into, outside of Madison Square Garden, that one time, a big arena in any of these other cities they're going to. They are not in the biggest arenas in these cities. I just want that to be known. Okay? Oldberg will lose to Roman. Oldberg lose by jaw, and we'll get to that in a second, Charmaine. Elvis, ain't nobody acknowledging. Y'all ain't putting that comment up there. Hey guys, what I missed thus far, that's why you gotta rewind the tape and come through. Okay. Who are you again, sir? Listen to me. Hold on. What do you say? I lived in DC doing the Jordan area, and there's been plenty of Richards game. I said Jordan was slower version, didn't say that he was a horrible. I get that. I get that. It's just he dropped 55. I got the reference point. I just want to pick on the fact you picked on Jordan a little bit. That's all. You know you're my man. You know you're my man. Oh, there go the ones. There they go. There they go. Raw is in Denver tonight, just about 2 hours from me. Well, 2 hours from you, only you going. Are you trying? Listen, I lived in Philadelphia. New York was 2 hours. I didn't travel. But nephew Corey lives in DC, and he goes to anywhere in the tri-state area. And in his tri-state, that consists of 6 states. Right? Because in Philadelphia or Delaware, depending on what side of Delaware you're in, the tri-state is Jersey, New York, Delaware. Right? But in Baltimore, your whole green screen just went away. Okay. No, I'm like, whoa. Right? So, hey, go. Why didn't let us know what you think about the show tonight? Scott Malone's back in here. If reading this, you might be an intelligent wrestling fan, so you should definitely like, share, and comment.
Oh, hell no.
Hook to the moon. Ain't nobody pushing Hook to nowhere. I'm push Hook off a damn ledge like Captain Hook did. Okay, how about that? But so AEW, I gave it I just wasn't happy, and maybe it was good, but again, as wrestling fans do, and I'm not afraid to put myself in that category, Dice. I overhyped it. I wanted to see it, so it was a letdown for me. Right? So you watched it all. You always watch it with a keen eye of just a shrug. And so for you, probably was it disappointing for you? Because like I said, I was excited for it and I was let down.
Underwhelming.
Listen, you already know. Anywhere up the East Coast, the Belt Emperor. Listen, I'm the original Belt King. And there's a lot of kings out there. King Coley, all right, DC.
King Coley.
But Belt Emperors are people who got 60 plus. And Corey and Mo_Eaton got 60 plus belts. Okay. That's why I'm in there. We're in a group together. See, when you can't beat them, you join them. That's what happened there.
I'm just a belt servant because I'm just now getting my second one soon.
I'm sorry, Elvis. Your mama called me king just the other day. Your sister did the other night as well. So did Auntie and your sister's best friend's cousins, girlfriends, all of them calling me king. So as soon as you acknowledge that, you will know. Okay? As soon as you know that, you will be okay. All right? And like I always say, Elvis, and I hate to keep patting myself on the back like Barry Horowitz, Google me. I started this whole belt shit. That's a fact, not a spoiler. Okay? And you know what? I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not going to keep sitting here listening to all your damn baloney. I keep trying to tell you people, I don't like it fried. I don't like it boiled. I don't like it no way.
No. Who the hell is out here eating boiled bologna?
He doesn't stand for bologna.
You'd be surprised. Some old people eat pimento loaf still. All right. So then on to SmackDown. Well, Ronda Rousey shows up. But before Ronda shows up, and we talk about that, we got the return of Oldberg. All right. And here's the thing about this. My kids, I keep saying this, my kids like Goldberg. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And here's my thing why I don't get it or understand it, because they didn't know Goldberg in his prime, right? They're going off of the storyline that WWE presents to them and what they see, and they should. And they ride for Goldberg. Now, they know he's going to lose, and here's why I brought this up and why I want to talk about this part just a little bit. This is why wrestling fans get on my nerves, because I got 12, 13, and 14 in the other room. Okay. Now, and you've known me for a while, Dice. When my kids were 5, 6, and 7, they were more intelligent wrestling fans than other people. Okay. Somebody threw the ones back up. Okay. When they were that little, they knew the difference. They said, and I quote my son, I came out the room because I didn't watch it live. I went on a date with my wife. That's why I knew the SmackDown post show. But I came out the room. They were like, I know Goldberg's going to lose, but this is the match was a guy 2 years ago. Even they're intelligent wrestling fans to know that's just a one-off. So when wrestling fans go, why are they doing this? We got Goldberg. This is what happened 2 years ago. What we going to do? I don't know. What we going to do? What? Why they giving us something on the head? I don't understand it. This is Vince McMahon. He losing touch. Sir. I don't know. Because the stories.
Why the hell do you sound like the dudes in the barbershop from Coming to America?
I don't know. Don't laugh at me, man. Listen, all I know it's a one-off, man. Like, people gotta stop with this bullshit.
This is you gotta understand. You gotta know when you want somebody to take the bullet and when you don't want them to take the bullet. Now, if it was somebody else on SmackDown that got it, who else is they consider top tier in SmackDown? Like, let's go with somebody. If you want, okay, say McIntyre said he wanted to go ahead and I want you in the chamber. There's some dumb shit. However he talked
with my auntie, with Rosie,
with the fucking whale, with the whale sword or whatever the fuck.
Put my sword in your head.
Like if it was McIntyre, you've been pissed off.
It's the Ultimate Warrior.
If it was Sheamus, you've been pissed off. So why don't you let somebody else take the fucking fall before Mania? I don't understand it.
It's a match to be a match.
He's run through everybody in the company. Everybody except for McIntyre and Brock.
You know he's not going to win. So why they having the match?
Yeah, exactly. So why have the match? So why in his tribal run, that boy is undefeated. Never lost.
We got disqualified.
They don't count that. They say that man is 10-0 in the past 365 days of pay-per-views.
So then on SmackDown, we did get to see. Now, listen, people, I'm just saying, because we all do it, right? And I always get on y'all for doing this shit. But I said this shit three years ago, what it was supposed to be. I said it last week on the show, what it was supposed to be. It was always supposed to be Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey, okay? Because Charlotte Flair to them is their version of Ric Flair. Like it or don't like it, she is her name alone brings that. Ronda Rousey's name alone brings that. Becky Lynch got hot because Trick 9 Nia, that's your girl. She a fucking snitch, by the way. Snitch 9 Nia, then sat here and punched her in the face and she got famous. And Becky Lynch,
I'm glad you just brought that up.
hold on, let me finish this.
She was
Rightfully
on-
so, got herself in that match. Go ahead.
She was on Renee's
Renee show. Yep,
podcast.
Snitch Naya. That's what we call her now. Snitch Naya.
No, you know what? I'm glad that she said that shit. She said what she said because for the simple fact, and I'm mad that you took this off the docket to talk about notable quotes and interviews for the week because it was a lot of them.
Oh, I didn't know what the hell that meant. So when you said
You should have asked me. It's okay. It's okay.
It work.
Naya,
I see your comments coming up.
She said that, she was basically, they wanted to make the fight look real. Not just the one between her and Charlotte.
The punch part. We know that part.
Yeah,
go ahead, speak on it.
Yes,
Okay.
the Becky thing. She didn't know it was Becky. She just knew it was somebody else behind her.
Mhm.
But they said to make this look real as possible. So she cold-cocked the bitch. Like, what do you want her to do? She cold-cocked the bitch. Like, how's that hurting somebody? She made that woman famous. She made her famous. Whether you like to admit it or not, Becky Two Belts was the hottest. She was the hottest thing going. And then she turned into the man. Oh.
Listen, y'all know y'all like that shit. But go back.
Put some respect on Nia's fucking name.
This is the main event we supposed to got 3 years ago. And for any dummy, and I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to call you dumb. I apologize. For any
stupid as hell, I'll call you dumb.
For any unintelligent wrestling fan that thinks she just signed a new contract. She just signed a new contract. She was under the same contract she was under the first time, but she went out because she got pregnant. So the contract was paused until she can come back to finish the contract out. Okay. Now here's the question though, and this is what you put in there. Between this match, what do we see? Do we see anybody making it a triple threat? Remember before I predicted maybe Seth, right? Do we see any of that happen? Because, and if you can't, I'm sorry to go through and then pull you back for a second, because once Becky didn't get what she wanted on Raw, which was Ronda, Lita came out on Raw. Now, I tell you this much, I'm not here for Lita ever to wrestle full time. Just like Goldberg, this is a one-off, and I don't care. And then we asked, will there be a female Elimination Chamber match? And there will be. Okay? This is the participants. This is off their website.
This has got to be Asuka or Bayley coming back.
Or Sasha.
The rumor.
Okay, I guess it can't be Sasha, right? Because Sasha's on SmackDown. Go ahead.
The rumor is that Asuka and Bayley are both slated to return by WrestleMania. So I would imagine they would have a WrestleMania match. Trish Stratus is teasing the comeback. Bayley wants a match with her. I doubt that it'll happen because Trish got signed on to a movie, so I don't think it'll happen. However, Charmaine's right. Alexa Bliss, possibly. However,
read the comments before I put them on the screen.
Because you're too late with it, brother.
I'm not late. You were talking. I want to get the comments. Sometimes we go to the comments. But sometimes we go to the comments and we don't talk about them. So I want to talk about the comments. So I want to wait for once. That's all.
No. You want to talk to the people while they're on the subject.
Okay,
we don't want to go back 5 minutes ago. Anyway,
facts. And listen, she
see, we were talking about this 10 minutes ago, dude.
Because I broke her ankle. Okay, and yeah, it was nasty. Okay, and yeah, thank you for the. And now I know why you put the finger up. Okay, because of the words. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Shit.
I think that Sasha could implement herself into into Ronda and Charlotte, which I wouldn't be mad about because she missed out on the first go round with the triple threat, and we can't have a Mania this big and not have some aspect of Sasha Banks out there. She's a moneymaker for that company. Period.
Do you think she's one of the people that she's definitely a moneymaker for that company? It's Sasha Banks, and they don't want to lose her.
I want to say, at the same time, when you're a publicly traded company, and I said this line so many times on this show, when you're a publicly traded company, you have to answer to much more than fans. You have to answer that goddamn stock market. They don't give a hot shit what some dude in his basement is loving or hating. They don't give a shit. It matter what their kids like. So all the shit that people's like, oh God, this is so cringeworthy and bearable. You know who likes it? The fucking kids. The fucking kids who's going to beg their parents to buy the merchandise. And I do think that Sasha is a big money maker. If you ever look on I'm pretty sure you do. You look on the shop, www.shop.com, right?
The one we were shopping on Saturday.
On the other day. Everybody, for everybody watching the show, my favorite color is blue. Mike's favorite color red. Tell him he needs to get the red Universal Championship. Get the red one so I can get the blue one. Just tell him to get the red one so I can get the blue one. My logo is blue. Why would I have a red belt? Now I gotta change my whole logo.
Why? Because
red.
my logo is red. I put them a red belt because
yes.
I'm on them both. So how about that? And to this comment, Elvis, if he put in Nikki Bella, I wouldn't complain. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Want those tag belts, and I would love to see them get it.
I'm not gonna lie if you put Nikki Bella into this, because to me, she's a top 5, top 10 women wrestler of all time. But we know who the greatest women's wrestler of all time is, and it's Elvis's fault. Don't blame me, because we all know that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. That's my kids in the background.
The fact that you got your kids trained like this.
Trained. Just go watch Anime Is Us, y'all. Please. Anime Is Us, YouTube.com. Okay? My kids do the anime thing. And hey, they're smarter than some of you. So check them out. That's all I'm saying with that. But overall, Dice, Weekend Pro Wrestling. Look, listen, Charlotte killed her on the mic on Friday night. She did. She destroyed her. Here's the one thing that they doing with Ronda already did last time.
Ronda's never been a talker.
I think Ronda can talk, though, somewhat. But you're right. But I hate when they do the preset arm snap. I hate that. Like, Becky did it on Monday. Daddy DeVille did it on Friday with I'm pointing at you, which means, she's going to grab her arm. I hate that. Don't telegraph that. That's stupid. And you saw when she threw against the ropes how Flair, like the great wrestler she is, she didn't count her steps. She knew she was off, and she just held on the ropes. Things like that make you great Randy Orton style, make you great Ronnie Garvin style, make you great Beautiful Bobby Eaton style. Just saying. Those are some of the best in the ring to me that's ever done it in that order. But overall, Weekend Wrestling, well, like I said, I was a little let down by I forgot. We got one more thing to talk about. If you watch Rampage, right? Because like Nico Extra, I'm a fiend like that. On Fridays, I go from one wrestling show to the next. But lately, I've been doing the SmackDown results show here on UPR, and so I don't get to see this live and hear it. But I thought this was pretty good. Huh?
You scheduled on Friday?
We're scheduled on Friday.
Catch your boy on Friday night like a late night date. I'm here. SmackDown. You want to know? You know you can't get enough of your boy. So Friday night, catch your boy.
No, I don't have CTE, man. Yes, I said top 5. Yes, I did. First of all, Vaughn, you know damn well where I have her listed at. Okay? And for all you Attitude Era fans who want to go, Arf, yes, Mr. McMahon, and put Trish Stratus that high, you need to put Nikki Bella just as high as you put Trish Stratus because they one and the same. Don't go about what the fuck you like more. Go about what the fuck the storyline they gave you more. Go about the in-ring ability more. And you will see that you look at Trish Stratus, you see Nikki Bella. I don't give a damn what y'all say. You know why? Because Bret Hart told me I knew my shit. So leave me the fuck alone. There it is. Charmaine, Mike, I hope you can come to New York to the radio. Listen, everybody's going. You know what? I'm going to see about that.
It's just tired.
Huh? I didn't see
Other hand.
Shit. Okay, my bad. You may continue now. All right, Scott. Return the program.
What's up with them boys interview, boy? I know you working. You working hard. I'm gonna pay you an agent fee. You can be my agent, Scott. You can be my agent. We get them boys on show.
Hey, there's no heat for you losing that right there. Everybody hopes Charlotte loses. Guess what? I'm not opposed to Charlotte losing. I don't care about wins and losses in wrestling, and I think once wrestling, it's about story. It's always been story for me. That's what made the Ultimate Warrior so great. That's what made the Mega Power so great. Okay, that's what made Shawn Michaels so great. That's what made Bret Hart so great. That's what made Ric Flair so great. Dusty Rhodes. It was the storylines. It wasn't their damn all their in-ring abilities. You know what I mean? Although the in-ring match between Taker and Shawn Michaels is unparalleled, the story leading up to that shit is what built it. Heaven versus Hell is one of the greatest builds I've ever seen in wrestling history. Okay, so it's whether people say it or not, whether people want to admit it or not. Yes, sure, you like the action. The action is what keeps you, but the storyline. I mean, the action is what engages you, but the storyline is what keeps you, and that's why people get off the bandwagon with WWE. They're not happy with their storylines, so they back off the bandwagon, and that's okay with that. Victoria, China, Gail Kim in my top 10. I have them against that. I wouldn't put Phil Yim in my top 10, but hey, that's good for you.
Wow.
Well, what?
What's wrong with Gail?
I didn't say nothing wrong with it. I fail Yim. That's
Why she fail Yim, man? Why she fail Yim?
Is this not the barbershop?
I just want to know. I just want to know your reasoning for the nickname. For the nickname that it's not deserving.
Then well came with your friend. Can't talk free nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all I got. Who's the pop guy? Man, ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
Including Phil Yim. Okay? Because they had this big ass expose and WWE magazine about her, just like the Blueprint Matt Morgan. And it just never came to fruition. That's all.
The Blueprint Matt Morgan was. Oh God, he was so great. I love the Blueprint, man.
And here go Vaughn. Nobody asked you for your top 10, but I'm gonna put it there for you. But you're gonna sit here and tell me, with all due respect, it's your list.
Please don't tell me this is.
But you put Ronda there already.
Don't tell me
you put Ronda. You put Ronda there already. That's all I'm saying.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Charlotte's 2.
Charlotte's 2 to him. He's always said China. But I say, if I consider China a female wrestler and she wrestled there the majority of the time, I think she would be the greatest women's wrestler of all time. But China, to me,
hold on.
She's bigger than women's wrestling. She's bigger than women's wrestling. What? What am I saying?
You don't have the boat up there. You ain't got no fucking Natalia.
Natalia in nobody's top 10. Natalia's in nobody's top 10. Even my kids say Natalia's whack. I respect Natalya. I love Natalya. I'm friends with her husband. But she's not a top 10.
Man, she been doing this shit
it's
for
not about
years.
what she's been doing. It's storyline. What storyline have you
been her ass off of that ring.
I agree.
About no damn stories. Put that list back up there. How many of them women up there can tell a damn story?
China,
Charlotte, ain't telling no story.
Becky,
Lita wasn't telling no
Asuka,
story.
Bayley,
Medusa definitely
Trish,
wasn't telling no
Lita,
story.
Medusa definitely tells a story, bro. Medusa definitely tells a story.
Ronda ain't telling nobody's story.
No, Ronda. I didn't say Ronda. You said me who? I named everybody but Ronda. Just so you know. All right. Hope they have something at last. Listen, I think Lashley wins the Elimination Chamber. All right.
I don't think he's gonna do shit, and I'm sad to say that.
I think Lashley wins
I'm not
the
even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try to go with the ace in the hole as you know. It's February, so you know the black people.
Let me rephrase that. I say anybody but Brock wins the. Anybody but Brock wins the
We got the ace in the hole. It's Black History Month. We're gonna catch this in for Bobby.
First of all, can you pull out a black card? You pull out a whole white one. You go.
That's all I can find. That's all I can find.
My wife's not in here. My wife's in my bedroom. Pull out a black card. Okay. Natalya is part of the dynasty. Damn it, her career is longer than Charlotte's career. Listen, it's not about that.
Hey, Mike, you know the fucking vibes. You know the fucking vibes. Tell him to put some respect on the boat's name.
I'm
done.
He said Lana. Stop it. Lana's the Lana's the best. Lana's the go to TikTok. I'll give you that.
Lana is the best. Lana number one.
Number one. No, first of all, I have earpieces. This is just how.
Listen, we got WWF trivia again. Last time we got second place. Because you gave us a wrong date.
Who, me?
Because you gave us a wrong date at one of the Mania matches. No, at one where
no, you told me you was late to my question that I answered for you.
No, it was like where was some WrestleMania held, and it was like Toronto or some shit. It was like SummerSlam or Mania or some shit. It was Toronto, and we got it wrong. And he was like, "Yeah, that's right," because that was like the first
I do
Mania
remember that. But, and hold on, and don't yell. Okay, I know that's hard.
God.
All right.
Oh God.
I have never once said that I'm not putting no respect on Natalya's name. Okay. You tell me her title reigns. You tell me her storylines. It says inside the squared circle as nothing but a wrestler. Yes, she's a top 3.
That's all I want.
But overall, women's wrestling superstar, Natalya doesn't get it. It's not her fault. but she's not that great on the microphone, and her storylines they've never given her best storylines were against Nikki Bella and Charlotte Flair in NXT.
Yeah, I was about to say you got to put that matches up there.
Okay, that's just me. He said it was WrestleMania 6, and that was Toronto. But hey, get off my back. Okay, so moving on. Damn it. All right, what are we talking about today? Okay, got it. So it is Black History Month. Damn it. All right, and I want to talk about the most underrated Black superstars of all time. Okay, now we know The Rock. We know Booker T, right?
Farouk.
See, I question that when I say, because if Farouk, a.k.a. Ron Simmons, who I always thought looked like my dad growing up as a kid, not gonna lie.
He looked like a fucking daddy.
If he didn't have that WCW title, right, being the first Black WCW champion of all time, where would he really rank in that, right? Because the Nation of Domination, he won nothing, right? He became an acolyte, and he was a tag team wrestler at best, right? Nothing against Ron Simmons whatsoever. So I would personally put him in my underrated wrestlers. He's most known and will be most known for.
Damn.
You see who's on my TV? Damn. She's back with the same dress she had on before, just so you know. and Boomake is on. Anytime she's on, I gotta look. And Boomake. I'm going to Africa. The girl I sent you the picture for ESPN.
Oh, okay.
So here's my black list. No particular order. I'm going to put them on the screen. We could talk about it. To me, the most underrated wrestlers, Black wrestlers in the history of wrestling. Bad News Brown. Most people think that's my WWE 2K19 character because that's how he kind of looks like a lot.
Well, he about to get his ass whooped.
Right? Bad News Brown. I think he should have won a title, in my opinion. No respect for this man right here, Norman Smiley. If you put R-Truth on any list of being funny, I think Norman Smiley doesn't get enough credit, and for what he does backstage in wrestling. Okay, he is the male version of Blue Pants. He helps more people out in the whether it was the Power Center, whatever WCW had, whether it's NXT, more than any wrestler you can think of. Now, this name, people say, well, what? I do think Shelton Benjamin's underrated, and I think he's been underutilized for his talents. I think Shelton Benjamin is one of the best pure Black wrestler ever.
The best.
But does not get any credit for what he does and should have been way more over than he was. His biggest claim to fame, believe it or not, I know people are not going to like when I say this or may not agree, but it's the facts, was Mama Benjamin putting him over in the gold standard era.
Oh, hell, not
Thea. I also think the natural Butch Reed is completely underrated. I think friend of the program, Flash Funk, a.k.a. Too Cold Scorpio, is not respected as being the best African-American high flyer there ever was. And then the one that no one gives credit to, the king himself, Big Cat Ernie Ladd. To me, these guys are the standard of underrated and should be at the top. When you think of Black wrestlers like The Rock, like Booker T, it was one I forgot on here, and I'm putting up here, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna add it a little bit late because I want him to be up here because I think it's important that he gets his shine. And I knew I had a picture from him. Where did I put it at? I'm mad. I cannot find this picture. But Devon Dudley, there it is. He gets no credit because everybody want to go Bubba. I think Devon is completely underrated. I know he's a tag team wrestler who's a tag team wrestler. But in ring wise, when he's responsible for Batista, for Deacon Batista coming in. I thought his single run should have been better than what it was. I think he's underrated as a Black wrestler. That's my list, Dice. What you got? What you think of that one first, and then add yours if you like.
Well, I didn't know it was doing slides. Every time you do slides, I never have the access to do slides. That's why I hate when you do slides. I can't do them.
Well, if you send them to me or your computer will let you stay logged into the system, then
nah, just give me the shit. Listen, I just want to put this one up. I just sent it to you. All right, so number 5 for me.
I get a better picture than that, though. I got you.
Nah, man.
All right, go ahead.
Number 5 for me You go ahead and put it up.
The Pope himself.
The Pope!
From Big Bear,
The
California.
Pope! The Black Pope! Elijah Burke, a.k.a. D'Angelo De Niro. Listen, that man.
Now you don't want to roll your R's?
Nah,
you had a chance to perfectly roll your
He's
R's.
Italian. He's Italian. He's
Okay,
Italian.
but you
Niro.
could have said the Nero, whatever the hell.
Listen, I can't. I would have choked on my tongue. I thought Black Pope had it all. He just didn't have the height. He had the speed, had the power, had the mic skills, had the wrestling skills. Just didn't have the height. And in that era, bye Charmaine, have a great night. In that era, they had that's when Vince didn't believe in the smaller guys. That ECW relaunch era, he didn't believe in the smaller guys. Can I put MVP in that list?
Yeah,
because MVP should have been a world champion.
I think this list can go a lot, and I just wanted to pick out some of the ones I don't think people would think about. Right? I definitely think MVP goes on that list. I think he's definitely on that list. I think MVP is 100% should have been bigger than what he was. He was really the WWE's version of Booker T, someone who went to prison, who came home and changed his life around. And so when people talk about WB not giving people chances like that, they gave him a chance. And he actually took the ball and ran. He had a main event match, if you will, at WrestleMania against Cena.
Yeah.
Okay. If y'all remember Cena, which I was kind of mad about back then because I thought maybe he should have came out with the FAMU band. But Cena came out with the FAMU band, which is a historically black college and one of the best bands in all the country. So I kind of thought that was weird, but FAMU, but MVP for sure. I think Elijah Burke. Somebody put Kamala up there. See, to me, Kamala and Keith Lee, is he? That's the thing. To me, no modern black wrestler should be on this list. That's why I didn't put Keith Lee, to be frankly honest with you. Because I look at Keith Lee and I go, he's yet to his career's not done. Right? I looked at JYD, Junkyard Dog. He could have been more, but he was really famous for an 80s wrestler that was in that realm. He got over a lot. Coco Beware got over a lot. Big E gets over. Bobby Lashley gets over. Devon gets over because of Bubba Ray. I think Miss Jacqueline, friend of the program, I don't think she gets enough respect. Okay? But I definitely think MVP should go there on this list.
All right, so my number three is going to be it's a tag team. I think that you know who it is. I just sent you the picture. And we agree. I think that we agree on this. They didn't get
don't
their
get
proper.
me started. You're gonna get me crying on air like you like to see. I'm supposed
I'm
to be hardcore. Supposed to be hardcore, man.
I'm not, but these brothers took what they were given and they made it gold. What's
that saying? You take something and make it.
You take chicken shit, and turn it into chicken salad. Crime time, money. Yeah, money. Yeah.
Listen, I had them both in the program. I am friends with both of them. May he rest in peace, Shad Gaspar, the hero that he is.
Real life superhero. I you know what? I would have done the same thing for my baby boy.
How can you not? How can you not?
And
you go, not only did he risk his own life for his son, I remember him risking his life in Ohio at the Arnold Schwarzenegger bodybuilding tournament, and he stopped that robbery. Right? Things like that people don't speak about. Like this, Shad was a hero. I'm sorry, like I bought the shirt that, and I don't like what it is. I'm a Chicagoan and Philadelphian, but I'm not a New Yorker. I got a shirt that says Brooklyn on it for that guy. You know what I mean? JTG, friend of the program. We spoke to him several times in this program. Hope to clap up with them guys, with him rather, and Dallas. All right. So also, I'm not going to drop that, Jimmy. I dropped it to you off air about what I'm working on for the future. But I got a really big interview coming up either before Mania or right after Mania. I'm just waiting for that complete calls to drop. And if you know who gave me my inside scoops, you already know who I'm talking about. So, and I believe the word that was used to me was, Mike, stay tuned. So I'll let that slide. I think you know who it is. I'll put backstage who it is.
Look,
but-
I have an idea. I have an idea, but I'm not gonna say it because I can talk
Right.
a lot. But this next one is very famous in the
JTG
history
is
book,
in NWA Power right now, and he is their champion
doing his thug fizzle.
over there. Which is give me. See, I didn't want to put him there because I don't think that he's
No,
underrated.
put it up there. Put it up there.
I'm going to put it.
He's
You gave me a
he's
fucking
up there.
PNG
He's
version.
underrated. I did.
Just
I
so you know,
put him up
you give
there.
me- I'm putting him.
I
Give me a
didn't-
second, damn it. You know,
I
my
didn't-
wife
I just
made
put
damn
shit.
pasta last night. Got my stomach bubbling. Shit.
You need some Tums.
No, I just can't do fucking Alfredo sauce. But to me, though, he's the funniest black wrestler of all time. Funniest wrestler of all time.
Okay, no, fuck that. No, I'm because I don't want to diminish.
Okay, you're going to run the truth killings.
Yes, I'm R-Truth Killings. I'm pretty sure I still. Yeah, no. First, I think they had another black champion after, but the
Talking about TNA?
first black champion to hold the NWA title.
Did Monty Brown hold that title? I can't remember.
Damn it, that's my number one. Let me get a picture, but
I was just as you said TNA, that made me think
he's never
he was
done
never their
it.
champion. Okay,
He's never done it. He had about 5 matches with Jeff Jarrett,
mm-hmm.
and he got fucked out of all of them. So I think that Ron Killings, what he did in TNA when WWE wouldn't give him that type of push, I think he deserved. And that's the thing. Like, people will leave WWE and work on whatever it is they were released for, and they become respectable opponents, somebody that we can believe in. And for some reason, he only got one title match. He got one world title match. That was at that goofy ass what the fuck was that shit? The fucking red, white, and blue shit. It wasn't the Great American Bash though. It was something else. It was something stupid that they gave him the match against Cena.
Talking about Marcus Corvant.
Jesus,
that's what they called him. Like, he went from Monty Brown with the pounce to Marcus Corvant.
That is my number one underutilized guy, because TNA knew what they had in him. I don't think that they were ready to deal with his personality, because they said he had a really big personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if he would have got that belt, you know how black people get sometimes. We get mad extra. We already extra, but we can get mad extra, and he probably was going to get mad extra. But when he went to Capital Punishment. Capital Punishment. That's what it was. That was 2012. That was 2012. They gave him that one match versus Cena, and that was it. But Monty Brown, he got called up to the revamped ECW as Marcus Corvant, and I mean he was still doing his thing, but he was just, these guys were of lesser talent. They was like enhancement talent that he was just tossing around. I wanted to see what he would do with the mid carders, the upper carders, and he just never got that chance. And then, you know, his sister passed, and he had to take care of his sister's kids, and so I thought it was cool to see him on camera doing some promo work for Lance Archer, and he still looked like he was in good shape. But at this point in time, he's like 55. He's done. But that is my top 5. And you know what? I'm happy with it. I went with a more modern version because this is the more recent memory stuff that I can I could touch base on as far as guys that touched me when I was watching. Pause. That touched me when I was watching wrestling as a black kid.
You sure that's all he did?
Oh man.
To go to your question, Elvis, and when that happened, I was still a ute, as my cousin Vinny would say. Stink like damn. Niggas, people that might spit out their sodas right now. But when Piper did that, I didn't know what was offensive then. Like, as a kid, I didn't know, right? I wasn't as in tune with things that happened. Looking back at it, it was very offensive, just like the coconut to the head was, and all those things. But again, I digress when I say the only thing that really made me mad in wrestling when it came to racism, as a being black, I'm a Triple H mark. But when he told, well, actually, Ric Flair the one said it, pick up my bags because that's what your kind does. That was too much. And that's when even wrestling fans thought Booker T was going to beat him because of that line was made and that line was crossed. So when wrestling fans who don't know the business and thinks that Triple H had power at this moment where he controlled things to this extent, Vince McMahon pulled those triggers. As y'all don't know this by now, Vince McMahon pulls all the triggers. Oh, we got this. Oh, well, Riddle was supposed to win the Rumble, but Vince McMahon changed his mind because it always says cards subject to change, right? We saw the Montreal screw job. Vince McMahon changed his mind. So Vince McMahon decided that Triple H would win that match. Triple H shouldn't have won that match. Booker T should have won that match in all intents and purposes because he was disrespected as a black man in that match. And that was crazy. Go ahead.
Since we're on the thing of blackface, I saw something this past week about the Brian Kendricks thing, right? So in one of the groups, somebody posted that, you know, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy. You shouldn't be talking this way. I got on there. I'm like, who cares? It's Brian fucking Kendrick. He's not moving a needle for anybody. The shit was in 2012, and y'all want to make a big fuss about it. But let me ask you this: where was the uproar and the shit when the fucking Gun Club, who's Billy Gunn is notorious for blackfacing? He's done it at least 3 times in his career. Nobody said shit. And when he popped up in AEW, they were hyped. Oh, Billy Gunn in the Gun Club. What about Austin Gunn? I hear spewing the word nigga everywhere on Twitter. Nobody said nothing. All these AEW marks said nothing. And now Brian Kendrick he's
say it right. It's the Brian Kendrick.
It's whatever the fuck I tell her he is. He's slated to go against John Moxley, and they was ready for this shit. And as soon as he gets popped for it, they're all like, "Oh, no, this is wrong." Who cares? It's Brian Kendrick. I didn't care.
But it's the same people that still rock with Hogan. I'm sorry.
The fact of the matter is, I don't want people to sit up there and pick and choose when you can say something is in an uproar, and that is the point. Every fan of something. And they think that they can be judge, jury, and executioner. You can't. So you mean to tell me because he was talking about this Holocaust shit that is
rephrase that
detrimental? I'm sorry, whatever it was. Because he was talking about that pertained to that race. Mm-hmm. I can't compare it to Billy Gunn offending black people with using blackface and his sons using the N-word
all the time.
You don't know, it still offends a race, no matter the severity to you and your opinion. It doesn't matter what it thinks to you. It matters to that race and how it applies to them and how they feel about it. But when you bring in that type of shit to a wrestling conversation, then they don't want to talk no more. You shouldn't have brought the shit up in the first place.
AEW stands for All Elite Whiteness, according to King Von Jr.
Oh, and my God.
Shout out to Black Wrestling for putting a red X over Piper's face. And I don't do a lot of promoting other people's, things on there, but I let them go out there. But the thing that get me, right, and also this week, and we're sitting there, is we had the situation that happened over all these years. And so now we have the whole thing with Joe Rogan's coming out. And I'm glad The Rock backtracked him when they said, because Rock didn't know exactly what had happened. And The Rock was like, hold up.
That's
whoa.
Fine. And
right?
That's fine.
But
because the thing but the thing about the internet is we always get things and somebody can take something and chop and screw it, right?
Yeah.
And I send you something, I send you a link, and it might be just the 10 seconds of something.
Right.
And you're like, well, damn, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you go back and look at what was said before he said the N-word?
What
What
Joe
was said?
Rogan said,
You
there's
know
no
what I'm saying?
defending. There's no
Yeah,
defending what Joe Rogan said.
It was no defending
No
anything.
defending
And
that.
the minute that he told the story and
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, we was going to the
And they were
neighborhood
laughing
watch
about it. Yeah.
Planet of the
Yeah.
Apes," and you
Yeah.
saw the one guy who
Yeah.
didn't want to be associated with that
Yeah.
shit. That motherfucker moved out of the camera so fast. He said that, "Oh yeah, we was going to see Planet of the Apes, and we were walking through the Planet of the Apes, and the other
Yeah.
dude was laughing." He said,
Yeah, that was so.
he got raked the fuck out of the camera.
I thought I brought it up because to put it in wrestling perspective, because JBL, who's known for also having that card, he puts on his Instagram. Oh, now what was they called with the Rappers Crap crew, the Rednecks, whatever they were called, with Mr. Perfect and them. The whole Rappers Rap. He says he goes to Spotify, and that's been taken down also. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, come on, like to me, this country is still in a hurtful place of racism, and I've been a victim of saying and been fixed and corrected by my loved ones, my closest friends, and those who I don't even know that well. When I would tell, I personally still do not like when my Caucasian brethren speak up against Black matters. I do not like it. It's not their place to speak up, in my opinion. However, we're in a progressive world than we were yesterday, meaning we were 10, 15 years ago. And so the West Texas Rednecks, thank you. And everybody needs to speak up when something's wrong. Doesn't matter who you are, no matter what color you are. Wrong is wrong and right is right. We learned that from the beginning. And this wrestling world, I think, as wrestling fans in general, we're so used to, and I've said this, they let them guys come out there on Juan Deeres. They call them the Mexicools. Right? Wrestling has made fun of Irish people. It has made fun of Jewish people, Black people, white people, Asian people. It doesn't matter. It's wrestling. However, we're not in the attitude era anymore. And you got to be careful because they will cancel your ass. That cancel culture is real. Okay? That's facts. So before we got out of here, though, Dice, got to talk about we're a couple days away at this point. Matter of fact, 29 days away.
29 days!
From
so I be whipping
WWE
y'all ass virtually.
K22.
Y'all can acknowledge me.
Whooping whose ass? I never said I can beat
me.
anybody. I'm just here for the graphics.
Say it to me.
I'm just here for the graphics. Okay? But we're talking about the greatest WWE 2K games of all time. Look at that. That's a great picture right there. I like that picture. Right? And I found this picture, right? And I was like, hold up. My boy Daniel Bryan was not on the cover of WWE 2K14. So everything. No, he wasn't. It was The Rock. This thing was perfect until I realized it was this man, Dwayne Rock Johnson, that was on the cover of this magazine of these video games. But with 29 days to go, Dice, your thoughts on this? I'm gonna let you take this. I heard a noise in the background. Cover the wrestling conversation on the video game for a second, okay?
Yep. All right, so the camera's on me. Focus on me. All right. Anyway, for all my video game wrestling fans, right? This is the most exposure that we getting in a wrestling simulation game. Like, they treating this shit like Madden right now. Like, if you're a wrestling fan of video games, like, you need to be tuned into this shit right here. So the best thing that we think that we are looking at as far as a wrestling game, like, we seen the AEW thing and everybody was blown away, but then they've been hush. Nothing from AEW has been coming out. But AEW's giving real big N64 vibes. Like, everybody, I've never heard anybody shit on an N64 game. Nobody's ever shit on an N64 wrestling game, whether it was World Tour, Revenge, WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy. Like, nobody's ever shitted on an N64 wrestling game. So I'm really excited for this. I think that at this point in time, we deserve this shit. We done waited 2 years for this shit. So y'all need to give us all the information that you can before I decide that I'm going to go out and spend my money on it again. I still got this goofy ass poster of Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns for 2K20, and I can't stand the damn game. I can't stand it. But you know what? I'm going to my GameStop. I'm like, listen, I need the NWO poster because I have that much faith in this game. However, we still reserved on a lot of things on it. but it's coming out and we're getting a little bit more excited. So what we decided to do, we decided that we want to make a top 5 of the WWE 2K series. So that's only about I think like seven years of 2K, if I'm not mistaken. Well, 7 years but 6 games. Because we didn't get a 21.
What I'm capping about? I don't even know what that even means. Capping. The fuck does that mean? What am I lying about? Fuck it. How do you get lying from capping?
It's what the kids are doing. All the kids are doing.
I don't know, but you know, kids are stupid. I got 4.
So number 5 on my list.
I like their rating system, by the way.
I don't, because they decided that they wanted to give. First of all, 2K, you need to stop putting this.
Isn't it all a matter of opinion, though?
Picture. You got to stop putting this 2002 picture of Goldberg up everywhere you fucking go. I'm sick of it. Take this shit down.
They moved him to an 88.
88. That is not prime Goldberg.
Mine is pre-ordered. By the way,
the disrespect to Kane. They gave Kane an 82. Don't even put me in a game if you're gonna put me at an 82. And I'm 7 foot tall. You gonna put me at an 82? Kiss my ass. Give me my fucking royalties back. I didn't give a damn about that shit. See, I told you it was Daniel Bryan, but The Rock has the special edition.
Was it? Why would I not have that version then? I guess because The Rock was on the cover. Bianca should be a 90. Bianca is the highest rated female in the game. Why are we complaining about that? What makes her a 90? She had a half a great year as far as in-ring ability was concerned. So I'm not upset with their ratings. To me, ratings don't matter in that game. The ones that should be on top are on top, which are Bobby Lashley, Roman, McIntyre, Bianca. The years they had, those are the top 4 highest rankings of current wrestlers. I have no problem with that. Oh wow!
I just hope that they
get you 75.
I still bust your ass off the top rope, bitch.
I take Leo Rush from WCK19. It was a 72.
If y'all put me that low, I just forget me. I don't even want to. Just forget me. I'm good. I don't want no parts.
But you have your top 5 though. I'm sorry I cut you off and I came back. Go ahead, run through them.
You good. Number 5, WWE 2K16. Stone Cold Steve Austin on the cover.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
That is 6. That is number 5 for me. It was good. Still very buggy, but it was the roster for me that didn't quite equal up to what I wanted it to be. And for that, in its sense, I had to put it at number 5. Are you going to go? You want me to go for 4?
No, go ahead.
All right. Number 4, I'm going to go with 2K17 with Brock Lesnar on the cover. I thought that was a good balance of the rosters. The gameplay was pretty good. If you want to talk gameplay, it's one of the best 2Ks as far as gameplay goes. Because the catastrophe that was 2K18, they had to go back. They had to go back to 17 to rebuild for 2K19. That's how bad 18 was. And that's how good 17 was. They tried to do something new with 18. It failed horribly. And that's where they ended. That's what they ended up with. So for that, I'm going with that. I think that number 3, 2K14. Yeah, 2K14. That's number 3. For it to be the first 2K game, I think it was a great look. Not much, but like you know how 2K game, you know how any game is when it's coming on a new console from a new developer. It's always really like exciting, but at the same time, some things about it just don't hit. And you could tell that it was still rushed. It was still from a little bit of it was still from THQ. They were getting the rest of the THQ engine out, and which is fine. It's a new game, whatever. It happens all the time when they port Madden and all that over. So
I got a phone call.
That's fine.
That's a Super Bowl. That's about to be a Super Bowl winning receiver. I'm about to do an interview with after this show.
Number two on the list is going to be WWE 2K15 with John Cena on the cover.
I'm sorry. I like that version. You said, would you get this one at number 2?
That's number 2.
Okay, yeah, it's up there.
Number 2. That was a great all-around game. It wasn't. I don't think it was better than 17, but it's right up there with 17 to me.
Go Bengals.
Shut your goofy ass up, Leonard. Oh, trying to hear that.
Oh, Stinky Lynn. Oh, Stinky Lynn.
and the number 1 2K wrestling game in the opinion of the almighty man.
Hold on, watch this.
WWE 2K19 with AJ Styles on the cover. You want to know why it is the best 2K?
Because we're still playing it.
We're still playing it. We can't play 20. We can't go back to 18, and 2K17 is too far back.
Because we're still playing it.
We're still playing it.
My kids have been playing that game for the last week and a half, preparing
for 3 years.
For 21. I was told even by my daughter I'm trash. She says, Dad, we play on the hardest difficulty, and you're definitely the worst in the house. Because you play on easy. And I go, yes, I do play on easy. I want to get to the storyline. I don't care. Yes, make fun of me. And I should tell you, I'm not the best in this game. But I don't sleep on me, though. I still got to win. I will play the Miz role in the Royal Rumble real easy and just run around and hide in a triple threat match and cheat real good. Just so you know. But I love all the games. I've been playing games for so long. And it is a Ram, by the way, there, King Vaughn. So had that phone call from LA about to do this. So I wanted to get him on the show live. They're prepping for the Super Bowl. Just so those who know, he is also a wrestling fan. So I will be having an interview with Vance Jefferson that we'll put up specially on the UPRE entertainment portion of the program. And make sure to think about UPR and UPRE. Make sure the night after Monday Night Raw, you come back here on UPRE or UPR, I'm sorry, and on the YouTube page and check out the Raw results. Come back Tuesday, check out the Impact NXT results. Check out the AEW results show. Check out Thursdays, One Tree Hill, and whatever movies. I think this week they're doing Batman Returns. A look back at Batman Returns as we get prepared for the new Batman show that's coming, movie coming out, which I personally think is going to be the comic book movie of the year. I'm like in the minority with that though, but I do think it's going to be that good. Just all the things about the movie, I believe in it. And as well on Fridays, we'll be back for the Friday Night SmackDown results and review show. So make sure you tune into that. But overall, tonight on Raw, though, we have one match that we do know about so far, Dice, and that is the aforementioned Seth Rollins and the bro, Matt Riddle himself. Why they're having this match, don't know, don't care. We already know what the Elimination Chamber is set up for, so they're in Elimination Chamber, so why not get it on? All these guys, we're probably going to see Austin Theory against AJ Styles again tonight, right? Or Austin Theory versus probably Brock Lesnar, right? Will Brock wrestle on Raw? When last time, no. Brock, matter of fact, we know Brock ain't
he's going to have to be
advertised. Yeah, I'm just saying he'd have been advertised by now, so I was wrong on that one, for sure. I like W2K14 Road to WrestleMania story, and I love 2K14 for that as well. My favorite wrestling games are when you were able to beat up the referee. Sorry, not a Robert Pattinson fan. Here's the thing. With all due respect, who could be a Robert Pattinson fan? Most of you only know him from Twilight, right? Which, again, I tell everybody, I said this when it came to Michael Rainey Jr. from Power. Y'all want to hate this man because he played a role on a show. This man had death threats, right? Robert Pattinson, in the eyes of his peers and in Hollywood, is a phenomenal actor. And I will say this, and all you fake people, not saying I'm calling anybody out, can say this all they want to, okay? When Heath Ledger was plagued to play the Joker, the consensus was, oh my God, we're going to get Brokeback Joker. And he is arguably known as the best role that man has ever played and ever be known for. Okay, it was what he did as the Joker in The Dark Knight. Okay, watch this movie. I guarantee that. I don't do a lot of guarantees. This movie has too much potential written all over. If you like anything from Christopher Nolan, who's executive producer in this movie, it's right out of the Dark Knight playbook. It's right out of Christopher Nolan's playbook. I believe in the Dark Knight and the Batman movie that is, rather speak. But what you want to see on Raw tonight, real fast, Dice, so we get up out of here?
We get to see Lita.
We get to see Lita tonight.
We get to see Lita. I'm excited. I'm excited for Lita. I'm excited to see what takes place next in the Alexa Bliss therapy sessions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm excited to see what MVP and Lashley have to say. I don't think this is going to be a bad show. It looks pretty good. Like on paper, judging from everything that happened last week, I'm looking at it's already at 3, and it's already at 3 for me. It's at a 3 just off the advertisement. Now it can go up or down based off the entertainment, but from the advertisement,
a three's what they've been averaging for the last year. So that's already exciting.
It's right on pace.
Because a 3 to a 2.5 is about a C minus. All right, so
you can still pass with a C. That's all that matters at the end of the day.
That is the truth, Ruth. But with
if you got 1 minute and 30 minutes between sex, if you hit 15, you're still good.
You're still good.
That's
you're still good with that. Oh, you know what? A satisfactory gate. Some people will accept that. Others may not. But with that being said, guys, listen, we're going to get up out of here. Do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me and don't love God. We out of here, y'all. Peace.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don 1, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil.